among katutubong tinginan ng Abra ay tumindig at lumaban sa Cellophane Corporation sa panahon pa rin ni Marcos.
Ang susunod na tagapagsalita ay nagmula sa pamilya ng mga aktivista sa Cordillera. Siya, kasama ang kanyang kapatid, ay inaresto, tinorture at ikinulong ng diktadurang Marcos. Ang kanyang kapatid na si Jingjing ay naging martir ng bayan. Pakinggan po natin ang maikling salaysay ni Kadwa Joanna Carino ng Cordillera People's Alliance.
Magandang umaga po sa ating lahat. So, I am Joanna Carino from the Cordillera region, and I am a survivor of martial law. I am a survivor of illegal arrest, torture by electric shock, parang yung ikwinento ni Catherine, manhandling and psychological torture in a safe house, such that I had to be hospitalized when I was finally admitted for detention in Campo Rivas, where I was illegally detained for 2 years. My older sister Jingjing is one of the martyrs enshrined in the Bantayog ng mga bayani wall, having sacrificed her life for freedom and democracy. I have 2 other younger sisters who were also illegally detained during this martial law period. The Cordillera region was heavily militarized to make way for the Chico Dam project, which would have displaced indigenous communities along the Chico River from their ancestral lands. 200,000 hectares of communal forests across 4 provinces were awarded to Marcos crony Herminio Dicini for his paper pulp and logging concession, the Cellophane Resources Corporation. The indigenous peoples rose up in protest against this development aggression and violation of their collective and individual rights. One day, when I was detained in Campo Rivas, the detention center was suddenly full of tribes people who had been arrested and detained for asserting their rights in defense of the indigenous life and ancestral lands. Cordillera hero Maclean Dulag was killed on April 24, which sparked the growth of the Cordillera mass movement in defense of life, land, and self-determination. The Cordillera mass movement was part of the anti-dictatorship struggle, which ousted the dictator in 1968. We rejoiced with the rest of the Filipino people at the ousting of the dictator, but unfortunately, the crimes of the dictatorship have not seen justice up to the present. And we now have the specter of a possible return of the Marcoses to Malacanang. We now see a rewriting of Philippine history and a refurbishment of the martial law period. Bongbong Marcos is running for vice president and is even doing well in the surveys. Ay, nako, nakakatakot. His spin masters parley the line that the son should not be burdened by the sins of the father. And he is even totally unapologetic for the crimes against the Filipino people committed by his family. He cannot and should not be allowed to absolve himself from these horrific crimes, as he was himself a part of the martial law regime, having been appointed to positions in government and the military. He cannot wash his hands of the sins of the dictatorship, as this dictatorship was based in Malacanang, where he grew up and lived. They say that Filipinos have short memories. Those of us gathered here, victims of martial law, have long memories. We say we will never forget